Avowed Roman Catholic Anthony Bellas is a parishioner at the Church of Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Vieux Fort. He claims that for 3 consecutive weeks, the well-known homeless man, Jordan, has been slipping into the house of worship through a window and relieving himself in the building. Jordan suffers with mental illness. Every morning, Bellas, who is also the church bell ringer, has been greeted with the unmistakable foul odor of human excrement.
For the past 3 weeks, I have been tasked with the responsibility of having him to clean up his mess. And you know what I mean that? But now I have access to the belfry so he doesn't go up anymore. But he sleeps underneath here. So when I'm also the bell ringer. So when I ring the bell in the morning, I caution Jordan. Jordan, what are you doing there? He tells me that he sleeps there. But you could see amidst the sleep, there's also excreta. So he does that. There's no other person who does that. Now Jordan gets access to the 2 windows facing the presbytery because there are 2 bolts that are missing. I've already spoken to the priest and they're going to address that, the parish council, and they're going to address that this week.
The homeless man is one of a handful of the downtrodden men wandering the streets of Vieux Fort. With nowhere to turn, these individuals have taken up residence at the sidewalks and buildings. The business community, especially those situated along the central business district of Clark Street, have long complained about the unsanitary practices of the drifters. This past Sunday, the homeless defecation problem reached a crescendo as tempers flared within the walls of the Vieux Fort Catholic Church. Frustrated worshippers and custodians administered a severe beating to Jordan after he reportedly once again used the building's hallowed interior as a toilet.
This Sunday in question was horrible. I am not a supporter of violence, but I believe with cajoling, a lot of things could have been avoided. I rang the bell, then I went to Oje, but when I returned, I discovered that there was an altercation between Jordan and the maintenance people in the church. I think Gordon went inside there, he did his usual thing, and he was confronted, and then he was asked to clean up the mess. But in so doing, he was lashed out. Okay? Persons came and they assaulted him. That I felt was high-handedness, and I do not condone this kind of situation. Jordan is not of sound mind, and we cannot blame him for that as such. His circumstances as to how he arrived at that is a matter of conjecture. But I believe that something has to be done, not with only Jordan, but other persons who use the belfry and the Catholic Church as a source of refuge.
Bellas is unnerved by the intractable problem he believes has defiled the church, but he advocates patience, compassion, and humanity by the community backed by the authorities in finding a solution.
For the past 3 weeks, I have to be dealing with that. Munka vindimwe well, Bellas, Jordan, Churchla, Sao Cafe. So I normally take him, ask him to clean up his mess. The last time I did that was last week, Thursday. I bathed him, I clothed him, and he went away. But he usually returns. So this is a situation that has become very untenable. And I'm not too sure whether Jordan or myself or the church can rectify this situation. So I'm calling on the authorities now that system have to be put in place where the persons like Jordan, and he's not the only one, but he's the only one who people like Jordan and Alua and Yuri, these guys use the church as a sanctuary. No problem about that, but the fact that you have gone as far as messing up in church, defecating and desecrating, this is my problem.
The church bell ringer and others are advocating the formulation of public policy to effectuate a plan for a place to house the homeless, as well as institutionalize those with special needs and mental health issues like the infamous town defecators. Joachim de Plessis, HTS News Force.